there's something called charts.cointrader.pro, and they support HEX, and this chart's not as good. So the uniswap.hex.vision pulls directly from the blockchain itself. It doesn't go through a third-party API provider or anything like that. Whereas this goes through CoinPaprika, and CoinPaprika goes through Blocklytics, and sometimes Blocklytics has downtime, etc., etc. This just isn't as good a chart. But what this does have, which is very nice, is that you can compare other coins. So let's have a laugh. Let's compare Bitcoin USD. So let's type BTC USD. No, Bitcoin. Bitcoin dollar. Yeah, BTC USD. Look at that flat line right there. And then we can scroll the chart back so that it just has 2020 in it. So that just the beginning of 2020 is the first candle that it gets there. And then we can zoom in to make it a little bigger so it fills the screen. And there's 2020. So this is Bitcoin's performance over 2020. It's up 8%, whereas HEX is up 3,500%. Let's add some more coins. What's some other big one? Ethereum itself. They want to be all in the USD pair. Okay, it's up 50% this year. Look at this chart, how funny it is. If you click log, it screws up the chart. So you need to leave it on percent when you're doing these comparisons. We can also compare, what are some other popular coins? Litecoin. They're just all going to show you this pitiful little line, because HEX has just outperformed everything so hard that all these other lines don't mean very much. HEX has overperformed so insanely well that charting versus other currencies is a joke pretty much. But you can add it's kind of nice to have these here. You don't have that on this platform. So this is a better chart, faster, cleaner for HEX. Whereas, and then, maybe you would, maybe the HEX ETH pair is a nice place to chart because it's native, and you're charting just the performance of HEX instead of the performance of HEX and the performance of ETH, which is what the USDC chart is. So this is I can't believe that it looks like this on log. This is crazy. I'm in love with this chart. So what have we learned here? We learned how to use TradingView at uniswap.hex.vision. We learned how to use Uniswap, pull up somebody's address. There's another tool which barely works. It's called pools.fyi. And you can click HEX on here. Now, the problem with this, click trades. The problem with this system, oh, look, it has a trades table for once. Usually this is broken. It just doesn't even show up. So when this does work, it's neat because it can show you all the trades by their size. See? Oh, look, it disappeared for some reason. And then, I haven't seen this work in a long time, but when it does, you can click a trade, and then it'll show you like if that same guy has traded before, and you can see when he bought and when he sold, which is kind of like a little bit of an automated version of what I showed you earlier. So like, let's see who this big seller is, and then it doesn't work. It says no rows found. It used to work though. It was kind of cool, but whatever. I guess the bubble chart's still kind of nice. So you could put in. Let's try a little further back date. See how long it takes to load. Yeah, if you ever don't like how some software works, a lot of times it's free and open source, and you can improve it yourself, fork it, host it yourself. For instance, this uniswap.info, it's open source. You could host your own copy of it. If you don't like the way this works, you can improve it yourself. Yeah, this is like just sucks waiting for it, so I'm not gonna. All right, look, there's that big whale. I guess I did end up waiting for it. That big whale bought 10,000 ETH in a single market buy, and the price never even came back down to his price that he ended up buying at. So this center point is the average of his entry to the top of his entry, right? So this is the average price he paid, and the price never came even near where he entered. So once again, it seems like in this system, if you're a giant whale and you just buy up the price, it looks like there's a good chance it just may never come back down to your price again. Because I could show you that this has happened many times before back in the chart. It's crazy. It's like it's really amazing. I've never seen a chart look like this before. I'm in love with it. So we've got HEX ETH pair, HEX USDC. You know how to look up trades. You know how to analyze whether a guy's winning or losing those trades. You know how to see whether he's got stakes open. Now, when I post someone else in here, I usually just refresh the page. It seems to work better than like just changing this. I don't know why. So like refresh and then change the input seems to work better. This is nice for doing comparisons and having a laugh at how pitiful everyone else is doing. And this makes a nice chart when it works, but the whole like clicking traders thing doesn't appear to work anymore, regrettably, because it was cool. Let's look at some more cool stuff. Let's take a look at hex.live. This site's pretty awesome. It gives you, similar to how uniswap.hex.vision works, this site pulls its data directly off the chain. It doesn't go through any third-party API providers. And so you get a faster feed and a more accurate feed. It's a little bit hard to see what the price is. I mean, if you're in an exchange and you're looking at 0.00 something for the USD price, you know, it does make sense here, right? Like 0.0028, fine. But then because it says sats and it doesn't show all the leading zeros, it's harder to figure out what that means on your exchange. So you have to, you know, guess how many leading zeros there are. In this case, there would be 6 zeros ahead of the 36 sats. And then, you know, Gwei, I think there's 3 zeros in front of it. But let's take a look, right? Hex ETH, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, it's 4 zeros. So this would be 4 zeros, 1, 4, 3, 1, 3. And then if we look here, it's 1, 4, 3, 5, 6. So 3, 1, 3, 3, 5, 6. It would make you wonder whether one of these is taking the last trade and then one of them might be taking the mid-market. There might be a little tiny bit of difference between the two. So we could compare that with hexdex.win and see what it says. 1, 4, 3, 5, 7. 1, 4, 3, 1, 3. 1, 4, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. This, in my opinion, is close enough. So